don't know, we did a pre-live on our sister channel, our mother channel, Prime Time Homebuyers, where we went into the principle of prosperity as a business owner, 7 biblical principles. So the second biblical principle today, we were talking about stewardship and being an actual business owner and looking at it from the perspective of a manager. So if you didn't see that, check it out. I want to say thank you for everyone that attended and the people who have been online watching us. I want to start off by saying, if you have been watching the Economic Development Series, we are at the last one of this session, meaning that we're going to be starting a brand new next week, right back at the beginning of some of the things that we've been talking about, which is first prioritizing debt versus what you have, your assets, understanding that, some concepts to go about getting your personal household together to usher that into savings and budgeting for your business. Because once you have your home together, you'll be able to bring that into what you need to do with your business, kind of bringing that lifestyle, and we taught you about creating some type of asset. So with that, we went into some things you can do generally as a business owner to, one, get yourself out there marketing. We did a little bit about marketing analyzation, coming from a business owner, and things to put on your business plan, because that was the goal, to get you ready for an actual loan or just to get your business plan together. So we went over the hardest part. We went over market analyzation, where we were analyzing the market, about our product, what we needed to do, the things about doing our due diligence, as well as knowing what our niche was and how to expand on that by getting other assets. Where we bridged into talking about real estate assets. That was part of kind of the end of that. And the reason why we went into getting different type of assets as a business owner, one, it's going to enhance your business plan, because it's going to look so robust. And they're like, oh my goodness, they were thinking about everything. Not only that, but it's going to get you set up to be a real player in your community, because money talks and everything walks. So at this time, we're in an economy where everything is just all over the place, and we have no really control over the assets in our community, some of the legislation in our community. By being a business owner, getting assets, and starting to be community forward, that's going to allow you to be a leader. So I wanted to kind of put that together. So today what we're going to be doing is actually summarizing up 4 keys to building a business that secure assets for investments. Okay, 4 keys, and then we're going to go into alternative investment as a business owner, so you can look at it. We don't want you to just think about what you're selling. How can I get an asset, or how can I bridge a relationship that's going to allow my business to grow and I have some security? Okay, now let's get to it. Let's get to it. You're just doing good by me. You doing good by me? Okay, here we go. So 4 keys building a business that secure assets for investment is developing a clear business plan. This is why this is all the summary, okay? Building a clear business plan, focusing on building stronger cash reserves, diversifying your asset base, implement effective asset management practices, and reinvesting profits for long-term growth. Again, these are some of the concepts we hit, and we hit them in detail. All right, and we're going to go back into them just a little bit. So developing a clear business plan, a well-crafted business plan is the foundation of any successful enterprise. Guys, you can do this every day. As I say, no one has 10, 15 hours to sit and do a full business plan. If I say something that's interesting here, oh, what is my objective? What is, don't you do that to me. Hello? Hold on. Okay, so sorry. I guess we gotta do it this way. Hold on. This is beyond the freaking water. Give me 1 second. Something happened. It was a little glitch in the matrix. They said, uh-oh, she about to give them all the secrets. Oh. Something else that popped up. They said, hey, this is what we want you to teach. They don't teach that. Okay. I'm gonna go back. Bear with me, guys. Sometimes these things drive me a little crazy. Let me start back up here. I do apologize. All right. We're going to do it like this, guys. This will be the safest for me. Can you see it?
It's kind of small.
Kind of small, right? I'll figure that. Well, let's see, can we put it back in, and see what happens. Maybe it won't get you on it. So develop a clear business plan again. So, thank you. All right, so the description of your product and service. Again, whatever we talk about is actionable items. What service and product do I actually want to offer? I was talking about that today, the other day on the other platform where we were talking about the BBB bill and how it's affecting everything. And we were talking about tariffs and services, and America put out a lot of services more than goods. You need to understand that. What goods do we need to put out? What type of connection do you have from wherever you're from that can bring some goods here? So this is where you want to get more in detail with as far as your products and your services, and expand from not just what you want to do, but maybe what needs to be done, and put those things together. Market analyzing and targeting your audience. Again, who are we serving? Am I serving myself or my business, or I have a particular type of person? Again, even if it's a particular type of person, group of people, when you talk about target audience, you want to know how to target them. Online, what platforms do I use? I'm a teacher. I use a lot of online platforms. Now I'm going out and I'm going into the public. This is another way to target audience. How do you target your audience? Am I going on Amazon and selling my product? Is it easier to sell it on eBay or whatever? These are the things while you're doing your market analysis and target audience. This is the things that you think about. So if this is something that you're missing in your business plan, you want to go to your email right now, text this to yourself, and talk a paragraph and send it to yourself for later. This is how I built up my business plan. I was like, that's what's in it? Okay, I'm just going to text real quick. And then I go back home and I go fix it up. And I was adding portion by portion. And that's what I want you guys to do. Competitive landscaping and competitive advantages. You want to know who's your competition. What's the competition? Me, I'm in real estate. We have general lending. I got people who buy deeds, people who buy tax liens. That's my particular arena. But your competitive landscape, who is in the same market with you? What is your competitive advantage? What do you have that's different from everyone else? Just a little bit different. Put a little bit of your spot in your life. They like it. They need it. People like diversity. Never be afraid to be you. Even if it take a while to launch your product, guys, take time and keep pushing, okay? Organizational structure and management team. Who's thinking about that? These are some of the things that I bring up in this seminar, because these are the things that we don't think about, and this is what we lack, especially in the Black community, the due diligence that we miss. And as you put that, even today, I got one person, two people. I got my son. I got somebody else that I contract through, those places where you get people to contract for you. All right, so I got two people right now. When I started, it was just me, So right now, I thought about that. I'm gonna need somebody to record me one day. So right now, I'm gonna give them a little cash. We're gonna do that. Oh, I need somebody to send emails out for me because I'm not that great at it. But we have people where you can go to Fiverr and they can help you do a little marketing plan, get you set up. That's what helped me as well. So this is your management. This is your organizational structure and management team. Yup. Management over my online presence. Don't even know it. Management over my email marketing. They do know it because they have to get. So just be aware of that, and that's the things you can put inside of your business plan. Hey, when they talk about marketing, that's a section. Marketing. How am I going to market? Well, I have an expert. They charge $29.99 a month, and they can do this and do that. They want details like that in your business plan. You go like, this is my budget for a year. I know it sounds detail orientated, but I want to show you guys what got me my first loan without really even having a lot of assets. I had an amazing plan and a dream, and I had a good credit history to put to it, and I got lucky. And I think it's more than luck. I think that it's actually due diligence, and you guys can do it. So remember to put that in your business plan. Keep it in mind. You're going to have a management structure, organizational structure. Oh, yeah, this person, I have to give them, they got to give me the design by this time. I told them my concept, but then I have to get it to the print shop. So this is the way that it has to be done, and a print shop takes this long, and my people who want my product think they're gonna get it in this time frame. Now I gotta market to them in that way to make sure I'm transparent, my organizational structure together, and things start to implement itself kind of structurally, accordingly, and you can always enhance your plan. Marketing and sales structure, again, that's something that you want to talk to an expert about, but also I said they have people who contract on Fiverr. They do that. These people are specialists. They're from different countries. They have different ways of marketing. I've met people, I was like, huh? Oh, wow. And it opens you up to different markets. So be open to that, because that was one that I really struggled with and still working on, but that's something you start from the beginning. What I'm gonna do? Well, I'm just gonna go on Facebook. Hey, that's your first marketing and sales strategy, and then you just enhance. Financial projection, including revenue, expenses, and cash flow. The first thing you wanna do is financial projection, and that started with our assets versus liability seminar, right at the beginning. What's the assets versus a liability? We're not just talking about physical things. We're not just talking about a bank account. We're not just talking about gold. We're talking about assets with relationships, with the people that you contact, the things that you learn. Remember, whatever's in your head, that's what they always taught me. They cannot take it away. You can always apply it in another state, in another place. So, financial projection is important, including the revenue that you may bring in versus your expenses and cash flow. That's done right at the beginning, okay? And you're gonna bring that into less expenses as possible at the beginning, okay? Again, that goes right back with marketing, who your targeted audience, because you're gonna be spending more on probably marketing than you know of. You probably spend more time and energy on that. So try to go the least expensive route and then build from there. All right, so focus on building a strong cash reserve. Cash reserves are the lifeblood of your business. Try to provide financial cushion during challenging times, enabling you to take advantage of the growth opportunity and help secure assets for to build strong cash flow. I said a lot, but that's basically part two. We're trying to have a little cushion. That's why you may want to get a little piece of land from the tax lien sale or the deed sale and have it just sitting, because you can liquidate it later. That's what I've been talking about, the little cushions you're supposed to have outside of just your business, because now we have to expand. Prioritize profitability. Ensure your business generates significant profit to cover operation expenses and reinvest in the company. Now, if you're not bringing in a lot of money, it's okay, because sometimes just getting your brand started off, if you can do that on, is the less expenses possible. Like I said, go online, go start getting some of these groups that specialize in maybe making cups, maybe knitting, and you sell knitting stuff. Get into those groups at first, see what they like. Marketing is really free. You are your marketer. You talk to people and everything, okay? Make a friend. So, and that helps you to start to build a strong cash reserve. These are just free things to think about. Managing your work capital effectively, optimizing inventory levels. Don't buy more than you need. If you're not selling a lot, don't buy a lot. Right now, I don't have my book with me, but I do have a book that's a debt-free book. You can find it online. And one thing I won't do is buy 100 books and have it sitting in my house and wait for people to order it. No, you're going to order a few and have them, and maybe I have a way to do it on automation. Remember that. Optimize your inventory. Think smart. Do drop shipping. Pre-orders, people are a little leery about that, but if you're a really credible person, like you go to church or you got an organization you're with, they'll be really good with doing pre-orders. Again, strong cash flow. Right there in your group, in your people around. Payment terms, stick to it. Okay, guys? And I'm not saying keep your prices crazy. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, if you have a price, stick to it. Make sure that you have it set up in a manner that friendship or something don't come in between. It's all business, so keep your payment terms. Collections to make sure a healthy cash flow, okay? Because we are dealing with our community, and we do know we all come upon harsh times. So realistically, if you sell something like, hey, you can pay $10 a month, cool, I'm gonna give you this, and you just pay $10 a month, and we pray that it works out. So we gotta work with each other too. Or you can do barter system. I like exchange, and especially business to business, it works. Okay, implement cost-saving measures. I talked about that a lot, obviously, y'all. I'm not a cheapo, but I'm a budget, I'm still name a budget Easter number 2. Regular review expenses and identify opportunity for cost reduction without compromising quality of services. That's the same thing with your home. When I say go back and don't buy all the junk food, don't go buy coffee from outside, buy it from this. You're basically identifying opportunities to kind of save your money. Same concepts from home is that you bring it here. If your home ain't together, your business is not going to be together. And then why I'm talking about home, because I know a lot of people home structure are not together. And then even if you get a lucrative business, how are you going to pass that generational wealth when you have no home structure, maybe to the kids, maybe they're not thinking the way. This is deep dive. We're trying to win. We're in a time of Trump, y'all. We got to think. We got to go deep. All right? So set aside funds for emergency. I know that's not easy. It's probably harder than what it is. But I'm going to tell you this. Myself, because I know things happen, this is just what I do. If I have money that I want to save, sometimes I put it into an asset or something that I know that I'm not going to be able to liquidate fast. So I invest in gold. You can buy little gold carrot bars from Gold Bulan, different vendors that are real credible, and you can get $65 of a little gold thing, and you can save some money. Now that's physically, I'm old school, y'all. Okay, and that helped me. So when hard times came, I had some gold set, and the price went up. I was like, oh snap! Even though I didn't want to cash it in, but I want you guys to remember to set it across emergency funds, whatever way that you can contain yourself. I know sometimes having a savings account, you can't help but to touch it. Some things happen, so you may want to have something slowly liquidatable, like a little gold, a little. You know, you got your stocks that take 6, 7 days to come out. That's what I'm talking about. So for unforeseen expenses, the goal is to save at least 20% of your funds. I promise you guys, it's harder than it sounds, but God got you. I promise you, when I go and I just buy food for the homeless and thing, we ain't gonna have no food for ourselves. We have food for ourselves. So I know it works. So that's what I'm really working on, these concepts of doing it and making sure, hey, 20% of my budget is going to go right to what I want to save or something for my future, just like God said, or to tithe, because tithing is not always giving your stuff to church, it's tithing to the community, tithing to someone that knows. Maybe you know a college student that needed some help. Your tithes are very different, okay, guys? So I want you guys to remember that tithe is not only just one way, okay? Now, did I move past this, guys? Oh, to diversify your assets. Again, this is as a business owner. These are the things that we want to try to get. Maybe we can get the equipment we need instead of going to get the things printed at the print shop. Maybe we could put it into our garage and let it, instead of putting it in storage, we could just figure out how to, you do ventilator, whatever you need for your product. You may can save a little bit of money. So diversify your asset base. Diversifying is crucial strategy for managing risk and securing assets for investment. By spreading your investment across various set classes, you can minimize the impact of the market volatility. Trump, moving forward and protect, no disrespect. Y'all know what we got going on. It's a little crazy. Not political, but truthful here. Protect your business from potential losses. Consider the flow, assets, classes, and diversity. Real estate. Invest in commercial and real estate property to generate real estate income and appreciate in value. I think that is the best asset that you can try to get in right now, because out of all markets, no matter what you looked at, real estate has inflated. And if it's going to go down, it's going to go back down to the base at least. So the best thing for you to do is to get it at the lowest rate. Okay, and that's what we're talking about, alternatives like tax lien deeds, sheriff sales, and foreclosure. All right, and these are the means you can go without having to go through the rigorous check and balance system. Again, you can do equipment. Maybe you need equipment. Maybe you print out shirts. Maybe you, I don't know, you lawn equipment. Instead of renting it, you bought it this time. Purchase or lease is more better. More purchase is better. Use some technologies to support your operations and improve efficiency as well. Again, you want your billing to be automated. You can do that through your website sometimes. I do that through Wix. Wix offer a robust amount of apps that you can add to it, and then you can track your stuff, and it's right there. So you don't even have to go to PayPal all the time or third party. Just look at what you use and see if you can condense at least the operational support technology within one platform. So I really like Wix. Intellectual property, protect your brand, trademark your patents, copyright, and maintain competitive edge and generate license revenue. Listen, don't underestimate yourself. You may create something today and don't know that you're gonna be a billionaire tomorrow. Secure your patent. Get your stuff copyrighted. I did mine really early, and the guy was like, "What you doing that for? You don't get $10,000 a year. It don't matter. Baby, this gonna be my brand. I'm gonna work on it for life. So something's gonna be mine if somebody take it. So that's what you wanna do. Then nextly, you wanna secure investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I am not a financial guru. These are some of the things just to give you an idea how to diversify your portfolio. We have to get into, I think, bonds, y'all. A lot of people don't know what bonds are. They have government bonds that's very secure. Meaning before the government crash, you could pull it out and it's guaranteed, okay guys? That's something I'm gonna be talking about in the long run, mutual funds and also the S&P 500. Not an expert, but I want you guys to know the foundations of it, how it's structured, how it works, and you make the decision to use it. I'm not selling no products, I don't work for nobody, but I like to teach. So if you understand the foundations of anything, you can apply it. Implement effective assistant, asset management, I do apologize, asset management practice again. Here we go. Once you have acquired your assets, it's essential to manage them effectively to maximize their value and minimize their risk. Implement the following best practices. Conduct regular audits. That's of your business, that's of your equipment. You have to be due diligent. And your finance. Periodically review your assets to ensure that they're properly maintained, insured. Want to make sure the property that you get is insured. Remember, if you have one property, you can ride another property under it. So you never know for free. And it being used effectively. Again, if you have some land and you got somebody who wanna cultivate energy and they have solar panels and they like, I just need land, you make them do a deal with that and you get some money, you get some tax credits. Establish clear policies and procedures, develop guidelines for asset acquisition. You have to have guidelines. That's exactly, it sounds crazy. You go to the tax lien sale, you go to a foreclosure sale, you bidding, whatever you're doing, you wanna have guidelines, you wanna have a base of what I'm spending, what I'm doing, and what I'm not. You don't wanna go, you wanna keep control over that, your needs versus your wants in all aspects of your business. So let's talk about disposal and maintenance of your products, of your things, to ensure consistency and accountability. Again, if you have a website, you want to make sure that it's up to par, especially when it's paying. Platform portion is some things that you may have to put on your platform to tell your buyers, hey, this is a disclosure, this, that, and the third. You have to do all of that because we're playing with the big boys. We're playing with the big boys. That's some of the things that you can find on our website. So leverage your technologies. Use asset management software to track, monitor your assets, automate, process, and generate reports. I said you can do that right on Wix. If you're selling something on Wix. If you have a program on Wix, my program is on Wix. Whatever you're doing, Wix has a good monitoring and analyzation network, and you can see who's coming to your website and everything. I'm talking like Wix paid me, but I've been using them for years, so I like them, and they made it easy for me, especially knowing that I'm not going to claim it, but I wasn't totally technology savvy. Thanks to my son, who made me have to say how important it is, because I'm in between, we came in with the typewriters and Microsoft, so we were still old school, so we still fighting, and that's why I'm here to bridge my generation and the generation before me into this, because a lot of older people too as well has great ideas. They have connections to place we don't have, and knowledge that we don't have, because guess what? We just listening to AI. Alright, so So again, conduct regular audits, establish care policy, leverage technology, maintain adequate insurance and coverage, whatever you got, you make sure that you're good. If you're going out there again, I always say, I'm not giving y'all legal information because I'm not a lawyer. That's my insurance disclosure, but I actually have insurance on my property, the things that I invest in too. So I'm just letting you guys know, make sure that you're very safe legally being online. All right, reinvest profits into long-term growth, and that's where we're gonna bridge into just some of the things that you can actually invest in when it comes to real estate property. So, to secure assets for investment, it is essential to invest profits back into business. I'm quiet. No trips for the first 2 years. Come on, guys. I know it's hard. It's easy for me, but sometimes you just gotta plan little things to get you over. But you have to be really strategic and strict with yourself when it comes to getting into your market and being competitive and being focused, y'all. You can have a little bit of fun, but you gotta reinvest back into your business. This strategy not only strengthens your assets, but also fuels long-term growth and competitiveness. Consider the following investment opportunities: research and development. Here it's free. You can come. I talk about everything. You find free programs, government programs, whether it's Small Business Administration. They offer free programs for you to learn how to start your business. Use that to help structureize your long-term growth. You can allocate funds to that. Spend a little bit, but there's a lot of free things for you guys. Marketing, advertising, increase your marketing budget to expand your customer base. Honestly, if whatever platform you find working for you, maybe you want to do a little simple boost up. Like for instance, I love Eventbrite, so when an event coming up, I'll do a boost the day before, 2 days before, and it'll help get it out. Do $15, but hey, it gets you out and it works in your area. Try it. Training and development is the same things like research and development, invest in employee training, your training, maybe someone who's working for you, push them into it so they can learn something new and bring that asset to your business. You can support them. You can. Hey, it's a free program that you want to go to. If you're a mechanic, I stress that, doing things for the community, for young people, and helping them. There was a few people who started a business like that taught boys at their house how to fix cars, and then they started getting grants and, things like that, and they were able to help the people. So remember that. Invest in training. Look for training for yourself, for the people that work for you. It'll help you. Infrastructure and facilities. I know everything is online, but I really do believe that it's going to be own nothing and be happy, and I'm not going to own nothing and be happy. That's not happening. They made us very happy with AI, things not being tangible, things online, and after a while we're not going to own nothing. We're going to be subjugated to everything, and I refuse. That's why infrastructure and facilities is important. If you sell things online, at least have your own storage little thing in your garage. Something. Save yourself some money. Come up. This is what I'm talking about. Be creative. Gotta have a facility, and maybe you can store somebody else's stuff in there too. Maybe get you some money to get a little storage unit. I always think it's fancy and I'm a little corny, but you never know. Because according to Joseph in the Bible, honestly, we're at least supposed to have 7 different incomes, 7 different ways to make money. Look at Joseph's story and the way he was innovative and what he did for Egypt and the king. That's us. We're going to be them Hebrews. We're going to have amazing ideas, and we're going to flourish out here in little Egypt. Let's go. All right, I think I'm almost done with this. So conclusion, create a business that secure assets. That should be your next focus after you create your business, get your product branded, make it beautiful, make it automated. You should be thinking about a cushion to help make sure if anything happens in this volatile market, you will have something, make the market good, and it'll be double worth it. And you can take that and reinvest back into your business. So by developing a clear business plan, which we cannot forget, the 3 main things that I'm going to stress is 1, marketing and analyzation. I talked about the details of it. We're going to revisit it. As well as preparing to get a loan. Look at it in the long term. What do these people want to see from you? And you give that. Excuse me. And you get that in the structure of your business. In 3 years, I'm gonna be like this, and and once you start doing that, you're gonna do amazing. Okay. Diversify your asset base. We talked about implementing effective asset management practice, due diligence. Once you keep doing it, it's gonna be easy. Everything's gonna be on automated. It's just about you getting yourself into a process. Reinvest profits for long-term growth, not short-term gratification. You can build a resilient and prosperous enterprise that thrives in any economy or climate if you have this, because it's going to be shortcomings. Don't never think that it's not going to be shortcomings, but if you have something to fall back on, you're going to be able to ride that wave, and that's what I want us to do. Oh, I don't know. Because I have stuff to do. Okay, guys, we're gonna get to the next part. We're half an hour in. This is only 8. Usually we do about 16 PowerPoints. Make sure that I keep you guys pleasantly stimulated. Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being in the audience. Thank you guys for understanding the importance of this. Because this is not about me. This is not about the Fulton County Library, but it's actually about our community. Economic development is important for us to pursue it in the bounds of leadership, because we have to get social, economic, and spiritual control over our community, because we have lost the grip or we never had it. I don't know what it is, but right now everything is out of control. And I think us, especially us in the brown and melanated community, we're doing amazing, keeping ourselves calm, cool, collective, watching all of the crazy stuff that go on, knowing that God got us financially. Some of us are, doing a little different. But with that goes to say, when you're planning, strategizing, and you're strategic, you're gonna come out good. So this is Beyond the Brick and Mortar, exploring the world of alternative real estate. And this is the closing. Again, it sums up that second part where I talked about deeds, foreclosures, tax liens, and sheriff sales. So this is gonna be the conclusion. Next week on Wednesday, we're gonna start right back fresh. So if you guys want to know the foundations of starting the business plan again, we're going to go over those sessions. All right, so here we go. Beyond the Brick and Mortar, exploring the world of alternative real estate. While these traditional strategies may be available, the landscape for real estate investment evolving, with a growing appetite for alternative real estate investment. What is that? These options offer diversification, potential higher returns, and assets. I do apologize. I keep saying assets. I got a heavy tongue. Access to markets previously unavailable to the average investor. 6 years ago, many people did not know about tax lien investment. When I was doing it, I think it looked like I was the only black woman until I found the tax lien investor lady in Georgia. She was doing it as well, but it was just us and a bunch of lawyers and things doing this. So now this is coming up to the forefront, and it's so glad that we're able to teach this. So what exactly constitutes alternative real estate? Essentially, any real estate investment that falls outside of the traditional realm of real estate or commercial property. Think outside the box, behind the front yard, or into niche markets offering unique opportunity. So not only are we talking about alternative ways to enter the market, but you want to think about alternative things to do when you're in the market, okay? For instance, consider alternative real estate. There's several compelling reasons why investors are increasingly drawn to this. Diversification. Your portfolio is very diversified, reducing the resilience on real estate, traditional real estate that comes with a loan. Because you got a property that's worth not even 100, you're talking about $300,000, and you got a loan that's $350,000, and then something happened in the market. That is an issue. And that's what we're praying won't happen this time. But to buffer that, you want to enter low right now when you can, okay? So spread your risk across different sectors. Potentially higher returns, lower correlation to traditional markets. If you're going into buying foreclosures, it does have some sort of correlation to a regular investment through loan. But if you're doing deeds and tax liens, much different. It is a different flow, different amount of people. It's just kind of a little different, okay? You have access to unserved markets. Again, some places that they have just not been purchasing. And that did me well for me to purchase in an area in Maryland a couple of years ago. And they wasn't developing a lot. And I bought 2 pieces of land, tax lien sale, $1,500, got the foreclosed. Foreclosure process in Maryland, just to let y'all know, was $2,500 because they do a formal one. End up with the property, $2,500 plus 15, what we got, 4,000, and I end up selling a piece of land for 10. Well, I did. So it was just easy peasy because the market increased. I just helped it, and that worked out. And I have another one I'm just kind of playing with. And now, since things are changing in the area and zoning opportunities is happening, what they're doing is allowing us to build smaller homes. So now you got to market to smaller homes. So there you go, passive income opportunity again, as what I talk about. Again, these are some of the things that you can do, because these are some of the things that we're lacking, and these are creative, okay? It's not just tax liens, tax fees, investing, these are some of the things you can do. Think about it, farmland. Little things for your community. Farmland, invest in farmland, provide stable income through crop sale, land lease. You can lease it. Sometimes these farmlands have minerals and things that's on there. People find it for you. Or you can get land that has timberland. That's one thing I'm looking into now. I have a little piece of land in the area, and I'm praying I can cut the trees down. But also, you want to do your due diligence too, because sometimes you want to make sure the property's owned properly. So you can sell timberland. I know someone who does that. I think my stepbrother-in-law does that. He cut down his trees and all his acres once a year, and he makes goofy money. At least 30, 40,000 just in trees, okay? And you have people who come and do it for you and everything, okay? So self-storage unit, I keep talking about that. Hey, it's a lot of people moving around. You can start little, add on big. There's not a lot of regulation for self-storage. I want to say thank you for everyone who's in the audience. I see you guys. Please hit the like button. Thank you for everyone who attend. Guys, I appreciate you being here. And all y'all know, if you missed this live, you can replay it on our Security Energy page. Again, things that's coming up in our market, mobile home parks. I know somebody who was teaching people how to do that. It's a little complicated, but not really. If you have land and they allow you to bring mobile homes in there, it's not that bad. I'm going to skip over the data center thing. I'm not really big on that. But that is something that's been alternative for people to do with it, and I don't really support it. I think that there should not be in the inner city or close to big cities because they take up a lot of energy as well as pollute the water. That's been happening all over Georgia, so X that out of my thing. Okay, I don't like that. I'm a humanitarian. We're not about to play with them. That's why I tell you guys, go to your local council meetings. They're making plans and letting business in your community, and you don't even know. You gonna have this stuff. So, healthcare facility is another thing, guys. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a nurse. You can have a home health agency, assistant care, where you do non-medical care. Or you can have an extra house out here in Georgia or wherever, and you can rent the room out to people who may need it, seniors, people who are recovering. I don't know if you want to deal with that population, people transitioning from homelessness. It's so many other programs that you can look for and you can use your real estate for. It's amazing. So I'm just giving y'all alternatives. Again, a lot of things that I talked about actually build more relationships with you. Makes you a leader. Makes you stronger in your community. Makes you known. Make you be able to go to government and say, I don't like this because I pay a lot of taxes. We ain't playing no more. Okay? So, renewable energy infrastructure, right now it looks like there's a on that where they're going to be taking a lot of the tax credits out of this year's taxation. We were talking about that with this big beautiful bill. I still think that we should hold hands and still push renewable energy infrastructure like solar panels and the windmills. Those are some of the things that they have in rural areas or areas like in Maryland where I'm at. So don't, feel leery about that. I think we hold on to our dream, guys. The tide will change. Real estate investment trust. What is that? You like, hey, I don't wanna do no real estate, I'm not doing none of that, but I do wanna get a real estate market. Now, this is basically like ETFs, package of real estate, what they did before, but now they're a little bit more secure. Now, I don't know if Trump deregulated this, but I know after Dodd-Frank Act, these were more stable. So, because they wasn't giving out predatory loans or just the people who were gonna repay. So these lending packages are more secure, and you can actually invest in it. Because the housing market, if you did this 3 years ago, you probably would have made some money because it inflated. You see what I'm saying? Because you just basically invested in a whole bunch of lenders. They have a whole portfolio like a pie, and how they do is how you do. Crowdfunding platform, alternative real estate, okay? These platforms allow investors to pool their resources together, to invest in larger real estate, invest in alternative assets, and lower minimum investment. Crowdfunding is also good for you to look at for alternative for your business for lending. You don't always have to go to a conventional lender like Chase and all JP Morgan. Go to a crowdfunding platform where they have people that want to liquidate some of their riches and they actually invest. So in businesses, and that is, you can go on, I'm gonna say GoFundMe, no, it is actually, what is it, grant.com. Grant.com don't only focus on, they also give you information about crowdfunding, direct entities that have their own grants for you, like Chase, like AT&T, like, someone that just want to support the industry and liquidate money. And also Google crowdfunding platform. You will see a lot. You will see a lot. You have to show me a business plan. You'll make a little video. It's cute, y'all. It's nice. So navigating the path to alternative real estate success. That is, again, because we're coming to the end, I want to say thank you so much. You're getting close to the end. Do due diligence. Take your time. Take bit by bit. But you have to be clear and concise. One part at a time and you will get there, okay? So you understanding your niche, the market dynamics, research the risk, potential rewards before investing in anything. You want to get expert advice? I always say seek legal advice. And before you make a decision, consult with the expert, real estate professional, realtor, if it's dealing with real estate, financial advisor, legal experts to gain valuable insight. Or you want to, like I said, go to the Small Business Administration and go ask them to help you put a business plan together. There's people who work with you. Go to experts. It's free. Sometimes they're free. Risk management. This is what we're talking about. Not only the business, but now diversifying your investment and only allocating capital you can't afford to lose. You can afford to lose. I do apologize. Can. Because you got to take care of your home first. Little by little, if it takes you 1-2 years to start your business and make your first sale, do it. By that time, you have something so beautiful, so precise, so magnificent, so amazing, that it's going to be perfect. So long-term perspective, alternative real estate investments are often liquid and require long-term investment horizons. So if things happen, you'll be able to have a backup plan. Understand the regulation, be aware of any applicable regulations and laws required to your asset. Whatever you're investing in, know about stocks, know about bonds, know about your product, the safety of which you're selling, what is the laws of transport, whatever, I don't know. Some people, I don't know what you sell. Something like liquor. If you make liquor, sometimes you can't sell that across borders, right? Yeah, somebody told me that. So you have to figure that out. You may have to have the manufacturer in that city so you can get your liquor out. Hey, so that's what I'm talking about. Know the regulations as well. Are we done? Okay. Yes, we are at the end, y'all. Yes, we made it exactly an hour. Thank you for being here. I think this is Miss Ucka, Miss Oli, and Mr. Juan. Thank you for showing up, as well as our in-person. Thank you so much. Alternative real estate investments are no longer a fringe concept. You guys, I think this is very important. They represent a growing trend in the real estate market, driven by the desire to diversification, higher returns, and access to unique opportunities. By understanding the uniqueness of these less conventional options and approach them with informed caution. And like I said, due diligence. I know it's long. Take your caution. We're not doing what we did in 2018 when Trump came in and we opened all the businesses. Most of them are not opening. Investors are not open now. Investors can potentially unlock new avenues for wealth, creating and building more resilience and diversify your portfolio. So consider stepping outside of the traditional box and exploring the exciting world of alternative real estate investment. You might just find your next lucrative opportunity. So this is the bridge between basically all the concepts that we kind of taught this last I think it's about 12 weeks. And I know it was a lot, but I hope you guys understood how to bridge some of the concepts from your business plan to understanding how assets play a part into it. And I wanted to incorporate the real estate aspect of it because I am a real estate expert, and that's what I do. So guys, if you want to learn about what I have to offer, you can go to Prime Time Homebuyers. I am located under Lady Lashley, legal consultant on YouTube. I have free videos. You can just watch and listen. And then, if you need more help, we have direct seminars that teach you hand-on how to do your due diligence, okay? So I teach you about law, how to research, teach you about the different forms of real estate, as well as how to look for the deeds. The most important part is to do your soft title search when you're in real estate, and I teach you how to do that, okay? So with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I said a mouthful, my mouth was dry, but we made it. Thank you so much for being with us today.